if you have large projects happening anywhere in India, be they hydel, be they thermal, or large road projects for the national highways, the projects would be executed by people from entrepreneurs from Andhra Pradesh.
I am confident throughout the world, only one country which is going to grow double digit, that is only India, no other country in the near future.
Two greatest assets of the state. The first actually is the very high standards of level of entrepreneurship of the Telugu people. There is a second important factor, the leadership which the Honorable Chief Minister is capable of providing.
Every state in the country has been vying for investments, and Andhra Pradesh is no different. However, the challenge here is higher, with Andhra Pradesh being a newer state. However, the Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu is confident that he will be able to make Andhra Pradesh among the top 3 states within the country by 2022. Hello and welcome. I'm Kritika Saxena. Over the next 30 minutes, we'll get you the top voices from the government as well as the corporate sector to help you understand exactly why investors are bullish on Andhra Pradesh. First up, we caught up with Piyush Goyal and Venkaiah Naidu to understand their perspective.
Tremendous public opinion in favor of this GST. And anybody who is seen to be opposing GST, people think they are anti-people. So that has to be understood by one and all. Because we have done enough homework, groundwork for last 7 years. And moreover, our delegations of our finance ministers, empowered committees, they have visited some 16 countries also. There are 116 countries where GST is already in operation. We made every effort. We talked to Congress umpteen number of times. The Prime Minister of India himself has called Manmohan Singh and the Congress President Sonia Ji for discussions. We have explained them. And then they have raised certain issues. Those issues were also addressed by the Finance Minister. Recently I went and met the Congress President and I requested her, ma'am, please take an early decision so that we can move forward. It has been delayed. It is costing the nation. The entire world is looking towards India. India is looking to GST.
So, and also one quick question, sir. Are we planning to, prepone the budget session? And if
depending on the response of our friends from the other side, I am ready to prepone. I am ready to even go for a special session also, provided if there is a firm assurance.
The journey that I've had in the power sector along with Andhra Pradesh has been truly remarkable. I've learned a lot from the state, and in partnership, the center and the state today have been able to convert a hugely energy deficient state to already one which provides 24/7 power to the people and to industry in the state. I believe in the years to come we have very ambitious plans to ramp up renewable energy as globally conscious citizens, to ramp up the power produced by coal thermal plants. In fact, on the way into Visakhapatnam, I've just done a full review of the plans that we have in Andhra Pradesh to set up new plants. I have no doubt in my mind that anybody who invests and who commits to invest in Andhra Pradesh will go back a delighted entrepreneur, satisfied, making good money, as well as serving the people of the state.
Okay, so what is the timeline that you're expecting for the coal linkage policy and the commercial mining policy?
Commercial mining policy for the non-regulated sector is almost ready and would be released very soon. For the regulated sector, power sector, we are at the final stages of deciding what to do. As regards the policy to give coal linkages, again for the non-regulated sector, we can give out linkages through the auction process. In the power sector, because it's a public utility and we want to keep costs low, we are devising the mechanism. In the next 2 or 3 months, each of these policies will get rolled out.
Okay, and what about your UMPP? By when are you expecting the bids for UMPP? What states and by when?
2 or 3 or maybe 4 UMPP bids in the next 2 or 3 months.
Okay, and what states will you start with and by when?
I think there were 2 bids which were aborted earlier in Odisha and Tamil Nadu. There's one plant which I have committed in Bihar, and the Tilaiya plant which has just got free. So these 4 are very low-hanging fruits which we are working on a fast track.
All right, now let's get you some corporate voices then. Foxconn is looking at expanding rapidly in India. They already have set up in Vizag and will be looking at expanding across the state of Andhra Pradesh. Not just that, several other plans also are on the anvil for the country. Take a look.
Today, a lot of the people are working in the agriculture sector where the productivity is low. So I think it's the key really is employment. And so maybe I'd like to really say that the focus for our sector in electronics industry is about employment more than really investment. What is really the point of bringing investment without employment? So what we have started in AP, the Sunrise State as they call it, it's we're quite happy to say that we started operations in June, and we have started manufacturing operations for 7 brands in our operations, and every month we've been adding about 1,000 people, so we have about 6,000 people working in our premises right now.
Okay, are there larger facilities that you're looking at within the state of Andhra Pradesh? If yes, what kind of sectors are you looking at tapping? Because Foxconn, if I'm correct, is also looking at various sectors from electronics to solar. So what are the areas that you're looking at tapping into?
I think our site depends on the nature of the business. So we have been picking, we picked Sri City because of the proximity to good infrastructure.
Yeah.
We picked Sri City because of the availability of technically skilled people in the neighborhood and so on and so forth.
From top foreign to domestic investors, we caught up with the chairman of Bharat Forge, Baba Kalyani, to understand his outlook. While he is bullish on the state of Andhra Pradesh and the kind of investment he is putting in here, it is times of volatility, he admits.
Now, we're trying to create a competitive environment for business from our perspective, since we are in the manufacturing end of the business. 3 or 4 things are very important. The first thing is, fast decision making with no speed breakers after that. And I think, the system here in Andhra, the bureaucracy has demonstrated to us that it really means to make that happen. And we are very happy that you have an environment here that is extremely business friendly. The ease of doing business, as the Honorable Prime Minister has put so much emphasis on that, you can see it really happening in Andhra. So that's one attraction for us. Second, in terms of manufacturing competitiveness, availability of skilled manpower, cost of energy, ability to transport your goods into a port, all this become important for people like us. We are looking at 2 or 3 areas. One is we will set up a whole automotive component manufacturing activity, which will come up near Nellore. We are looking at least 3 facilities out there. Second will be a manufacturing activity more focused in defense and aerospace. With a backward integration in the aerospace side, right from raw materials to forgings to finished products, and become part of the supply chain of the big aerospace companies, take advantage of the offset programs that are there. So this is another area that excites us in Andhra.
Mr. Kalyani, you mentioned the specific areas that you're looking at. What is the kind of investment that will be required over the next couple of years to be put specifically into the state?
I think in each of these areas it's over 1,000 crores. I think in one case it's close to about 1,200, in the other case it's about 1,400 crores.
So upwards of 3,000 to 4,000 crore rupees roughly into the state?
Well, let's say 3,000 in the next couple of years.
Okay.
Sure.
Well, that was the chairman of Bharat Forge. We also, in fact, caught up with the two Godrej brothers, Nadir Godrej and Adi Godrej, to understand their perspective and how exactly they plan to invest in Andhra Pradesh. However, there were concerns on a macro level with respect to the volatility in demand as well as the lack of passage of GST.
GST, of course, is the biggest reform. It will put us into double-digit growth. So I think that's certainly the most important. There are other reforms that can add value, but nowhere near what GST can do. So I feel that for us to really accelerate our growth, we need to bring in GST, because consumer offtake is still on the low side.
Seeing a pickup as far as demand is concerned in the consumer products business?
Not really, because there are two things. First of all, demand on the ground is a little slow. But more importantly, the volume growth is not bad. But earlier, you used to have a price growth which increased your sales beyond just volume growth. Now that doesn't exist. Now, in fact, our volume growths are higher than our value growths in many companies.
We are introducing more and more advanced technology in our agribusiness. We can buck this trend to some extent. We sincerely hope that the third monsoon will be good. It looks like the El Nino may be dying out, and if so, there are better prospects for the monsoon. I sincerely hope that happens. A third monsoon could be quite disastrous. The second effect on the group is that rural demand is a bit subdued because of the bad monsoon. That affects Godrej Consumer Products. But Godrej Consumer Products also has a lot of good technology, strong brands, and quite a lot of sales in urban areas. So it is actually doing quite well, though clearly with a good monsoon it would do much better.
And with that, it's time to take a short break. Stay tuned to CNBC TV 18. On the other side, we'll tell you about the Andhra Pradesh government's new retail policy and an exclusive interaction with Rakesh Bharti Mittal and Apollo Hospital. Stay tuned. Welcome back. You're watching a CNBC TV 18 special show where we get you all the action from the Andhra Pradesh Sunrise Summit. Apollo Hospitals has been expanding rapidly within the state of Andhra Pradesh, in India and globally as well. So we caught up with the chairman of Apollo Hospitals to understand his perspective in terms of expansion. He also, in fact, spoke about the recent IT raids conducted in the hospitals.
So what we planned was 2,500 crores with completion of this hospital in Mumbai. New Mumbai, we're building a 500-bed hospital, which will also will be ready in the next few weeks. That will complete our 2,500 for this year. But 16-18, we are drawing up a plan for almost creating 3,000 beds.
Reports on IT raids across the Apollo Hospital, has that been completed, and what was the overall response on that? On income tax rates over the next year. So just your response on that, has that been completed now? My response is they have completed the thing. I hope they will find that we are reasonable and they are reasonable. But I'm not particularly concerned. I think they did their duty. And we believe that as far as the hospitals are concerned, they're absolutely clean. So I'm waiting for whatever the final results. Okay, and lastly... I will respond. I'm a citizen of the country, and I want to be a good citizen. This is where I think even in the income tax rate, we will be good citizens. Okay, sir. Lastly, the budget is around the corner. Several areas that the government has put into place to encourage investment, to increase, even in the healthcare perspective. But what specifically are the areas that the government needs to look into to be able to encourage investment and to be able to encourage and increase the healthcare space? See, we all know that India is very short of healthcare beds. We need 100,000 beds per year for the next 10 years to match it. We need to increase the health human resources. We have been asking, and I think we had in the last 10 budgets, I have personally represented the various ministries and especially the Ministry of Finance. They have always responded. Ministry of Health has responded, got several initiatives.
Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu also highlighted that organized retailing only accounted for about 8% of the overall market value in Andhra Pradesh, and that's the reason why he unveiled the Andhra Pradesh retail policy at the AP Summit and in fact signed MOUs worth about 1,500 crore rupees with large players like the Future Group, the Aditya Birla Group, Walmart and the Arvind Group to be able to expand partnerships and expand the retail sector in the state. That's not all. We also in fact spoke to Rakesh Bharti Mittal to understand exactly how bullish Bharti Enterprises was on the state of Andhra Pradesh. In fact, he also defended the call drops and Airtel's stance as far as the issue of call drops goes.
As far as Bharti is concerned, our main focus will be in two areas. Telecom, of course, Airtel is one of the leading telecom companies in this state, and we've already rolled out the 4G services in number of towns, and we are getting ready to roll out in the balance areas. More importantly, I think the infrastructure which has already been created clearly is providing world-class quality services to our consumers. Going forward, of course, looking at the digital inclusion, the vision of the Honorable Chief Minister, we would like to not only partner with them in rolling out services to the hinterland of the state, but more importantly also partner with them in setting up the smart cities, and would like to be a technological partner and providing technological inputs and infrastructure for that. So as far as telecom is concerned, that would be the way forward. The second focus area is going to be solar park. SoftBank Energy, which is a joint venture partner of SoftBank, Bharti and Foxconn. We just won the first bid of 350 megawatts, and that project will be rolled out. In fact, I want to thank again the Honorable Chief Minister for making the land available, and I believe that this is going to be one of the initiatives which SB Energy is launching in India. We've kick-started from Andhra Pradesh. I think it's a good omen, a good start, and we will look at partnering with other states as well for setting up solar farms. So these are the two main focus areas as far as the business is concerned. Coupled with that, let me also share that Airtel has signed an MOU with the Andhra Pradesh government, eShakti, for bringing in women onto the internet, and a pilot has already been launched, which is hugely successful, and we are looking at 500,000 women to get connected to the internet through this platform, and that's what Airtel will be supporting and pushing the initiative of the government.
That's not all. We also caught up with Suzlon, who has committed to investing across wind, solar, renewable energy in the state and will be expanding in the next 4 to 5 years. Listen in to what the chairman of the group had to say.
Priority is to more focus on hybrid projects, which is a very good requirement of the state to stabilize the grid, because it gives a higher plant load factor compared to the states. So that's our plan. And also we are fully committed to the state government to establish the energy university in the new city of Amravati. So that is the first energy university will come, and particular focus on a renewable energy aspect to develop the skill development. So it's an inclusive growth and development, truly making India success, and also the renewable energy of the Prime Minister vision, and also we have to take care of the next generation of the talent to give an opportunity to work in a renewable energy, and that's why the energy university. So that's our plan.
So all in all, what is the investment that you're putting into the state?
I think it's very difficult to define the investment, but it's ongoing, continuous. We build the project like that, and we will continue to execute. Like this financial year, almost we are executing 300 megawatt project. It's roughly 2,000 crore rupees. Just in the next 3 months, we are executing projects. So it will continue investment for the next 5 years.
So that was a whole host of corporate and government voices for you from the Andhra Pradesh Sunrise Summit. With that, it's time to say goodbye on this special show. Many thanks for watching. Stay tuned to CNBC TV 18.